Hey there everybody, I am Z-Town Train and this is just a basic dude vlog, and I thought that we would talk about a subject today that's near and dear to my heart. Everybody that knows me knows that I have a serious obsession with radios. Mostly two-way communication. Love CB radios. I like people that can talk about ham and amateur equipment, antenna theory, all of these things. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about how important it could be to you to carry a little AM/FM radio with a pack that you would take hiking or camping or just in your everyday gear. If everything was to go wrong, this is one of the things I would grab. This silly little trendy sling pack that I picked up on a whim one day when we were actually on a family trip in Idaho. And I have in here all kinds of crazy things that I could need or might need in just this little small package. It's a grab and go kind of thing. I like to wear it right here because I have something to put my hand on. But we're not reviewing the bag today. We will do that, and there's a lot of little tricks in my bag of tricks. But today we're talking about AM/FM radios, compact AM/FM radios, and carrying one and how important it could be. No one uses radio anymore, really. Everybody's got their own little MP3 in their earbuds, and they listen to YouTube Music or Spotify or something like they pay. They don't have as many commercials. However, getting information when you're lost in the woods or if someone is chasing you in the woods is important. It's always good to have information, and whatever you can glean from what is left of our public services is important. Now we all, or at least everyone in my generation, remembers our parents or grandparents having something like this little General Electric transistor radio. Now I carried this radio in my pack for a long time. This was my grandfather's radio, so it has sentimental value to me. I know that it's not some big fancy expensive radio. And also, one good pro of these old transistor radios is that you have the ability to work on them. If you can solder and you can do electronic testing, you can fix a radio like this. It has transistors and capacitors and inductors in it, and those things can be changed out and tweaked and refined and made to work a little bit better. And tuned. You can tune your radio, right? Newer radios use ICs, integrated chips. But that means the technology has also gotten a lot smaller. What I carry in my pack, this requires a 9-volt battery. 9-volt batteries they're not cheap anymore. You know, you can get them cheap Rayovacs and stuff like that, but they're not inexpensive. You get a pack of 2, and hopefully it lasts a long time, but if you run this for a long period of time, that 9-volt is not going to make it. Now, what do we have in here? This is not a piece of dedicated survival gear per se, but it is dedicated gear for my bag. Let's see if I can't dig around. There she blows. All right, let's get this pack off. Okay, check this out. This is a Jensen MR-80. It is smaller than a pack of cigarettes. It does have a tiny dial face. However, even though it does have this small dial face, this little radio works really, really well. It has both AM and FM. Now, in a radio this small, your AM antenna is not going to be as good as a radio like this. This is probably 3 inches of ferrite rod antenna, and this probably has 1 inch. But it still has a good FM antenna on it. It is a very compact size. This takes 1 battery, or 2. It takes 2 batteries. My bad. It takes 2 AAAs. AAAs, you could steal them out of your remote if you had to. And it works really well, and it is tiny. I have used this many occasions. I have used this when I was working on the roof after a hurricane. I just tossed it into my drill bag when I took it up there to put down some tarps. Everything about this is convenient, small, light. It works really well. When you talk about radios, you talk about 2 factors. You talk about selectivity. Selectivity is how well you can get onto a channel and stay on that channel while the radio doesn't allow the other frequencies to bear down over it. Living in Yakima, if you have a radio that isn't selective, and some of the people live where I used to live, some people who watch the channel know what I'm talking about. 105.7 comes in over every station. I don't live in Yakima anymore, or anywhere near there, but I remember using the radio. 105.7 was the station that came across the whole dial, the whole top of the dial. They would just, if you didn't have a selective radio, it would pour in over the top 5 or 6 stations at the top of the dial. But selectivity, this has decent selectivity. It can hold a station. And there's also sensitivity. How far can you hear what you need to hear? And it is a decently sensitive little radio. You put up your antenna, you can get an FM. Down here you can get FM from lots of different places because it's a very populated place. And it works really well. But I just thought that we would talk about gathering information, or because that I take that hiking, I take it camping, I take it wherever I need to go, right? It's not just about what if shit hits the fan. I'm not like a prepper. I like outdoor gear and I like doing little hikes and things. We haven't done it a lot lately, but we're going to. It's taken me a little while to kind of get my bearings down here, but I have a ton of places that I want to go and see, especially after November when I'm not sweating. However, this works great. It's about 20 bucks. You can get one at Target. You can order them online. Jensen MR-80 works really, really well. Tiny, tiny radio will fit directly in your pack. Has a belt clip. It's probably going to break, to be honest. I don't use that for anything because it's very tight and it's made of cheap plastic. 2 AAA batteries. This was great. I still love this. It was my grandpa's. It is obviously a little bit bigger. It still worked really well, and it's fixable. That's the difference between this and this. This is a couple of ICs. This is a couple integrated chips, microchips. This is actual radio parts, solid state parts. So you could fix something like this. This is, if this breaks, you don't get to fix it really. But they are cheap and they're small. You can buy 2, I guess. My kid got me this one. Let's see, I think Aiden bought me the radio for Christmas. It might have been Liam, but I think it was Aiden. I kind of go back and forth because they both buy me cool stuff. Anyway, the Jensen MR-80. It's a perfect size, perfect weight, perfect little radio to stick in your pack to go hiking or camping or to gather information if Red Dawn happens, God willing. I am Z-Town Train. This has been just a basic dude vlog, and I am out of here. I'll see you guys.